He's right, we don't have to. In a recall, they hold a special election in which the person being recalled can also run for election. What the fuck? This day is ridiculous. It's basically just a second election entirely. Most states have that process for a recall, they just don't use it, so yeah. First time I've ever heard of it. I guess I don't even know who our governor is, so. Used to be Ed Rendell, I don't know who it is now. Courtwright? Brian Courtwright? How do you tell aggro from your plates? The bar is like lit up a different color if I don't have aggro. Those yellow numbers are showing me how much DPS I'm doing to the target though, so like I can tell that I've done very little threat to this target at a glance. Most polls show Newsom staying though. Newsom versus a bunch of other people. Gotcha. That's so bizarre that you can just be forced to re-elect in the middle of the fucking term. That only happens with governors or something, or does it happen with all different officials? Unsure about that, yeah. There's been some bad politicians, so I'd imagine you would know about it if it happened for different offices. Can't wait for Governor Caitlyn Jenner. Gotcha. I'm not really too big into her politics, but is she running? Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner is on the ballot. Oh, cool. Well, good luck to her / him or something. It's almost exclusively used with governors, but I think judges can be used as well in some states. Judges, okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger won the recall. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know, man. It just seems so stupid. Like, if you... I don't know, man. Like, if the process is going to allow for that, then just don't make it a 4-term election. Or what, 4-year term or whatever you would say. Like, that's part of the election, right? It's like, okay, we have to make the right decision, because if we don't, this dude's gonna hold power for 4 years. I don't know how it works for governor, but regardless. So it's basically the impeachment process for governors, right? Skeptical to even res that guy. So little left on the fight. The people have to vote to impeach instead of a local House and Senate. Yeah, sure. Okay, anyway, who cares? Let's move on, please. I don't want to talk about politics all day here. Alright, so we have a nice start to this, even though we had a couple deaths. I think that's pretty good time-wise.
How unexpected! It seems our little pups have some fight after all. Now that the preliminaries are over, the real trials can begin! one of the more
Hey, Varut. What's up, buddy? Welcome.
Be ready.
So glad to see you. Bubble removes it, so I didn't move. Good choice. Getting some value out of bubble. Sun's getting a little... We're getting back to that time of the year here where the sun's at the bad angles around 2 and 3 o'clock. Another good immunity.
To the victor goes the anima. Claim your power, Maw Walkers. We'll see how.
These mobs are actually quite dangerous, so we gotta be careful. Togadon.
A powerful servant of the jailer.
Yo, this monk literally gets... I think most of these deaths are to Spiteful. He just seems to have no idea what the affix does. Just constantly getting meleeed by Spiteful. So that means the Frost dude is here, is that right? So we can skip that one. There's so many small adjustments to the route that I could make in this dungeon, I don't even remember what we need to change.
Take the beast's power. You will need it for the
The answer is
dangers
nothing
ahead.
though, to be honest.
Let your weapon speak for you.
I think we're good. I think we're usually just slightly over count. So if we skip the fat dude and the frost guy, then we should be fine on count. Pug to 16 Spires, the group had 6 deaths before the first anima boss, which we wiped on. What the hell? Where did they die 6 times? It's crazy. I hate finding the one in the Plague Wing halfway. Yeah, that's the Frost one this week, I believe. If it's the Fire one, then you obviously can't skip that one. But if it's the Frost one, then we skip that. Pretty sure it's the Frost one this week. Maybe not, though. Oh, Spiteful, what the fuck? Tough a fix. I mean, to be honest, if people don't have a UI thing for it, then yeah, I guess it's tough a fix. If you have no idea one is on you, then yeah, how the fuck do you do the fix? I don't know. Warrior enhancement? Oh, what the hell am I doing? I just kept face tanking, yeah. Not good. Not ideal.
My blade will bathe in your blood!
Okay, hopefully nobody's gonna be 30 yards away anymore. My blade will bathe in your blood, yours too. Fuck. A lot of people have been saying that recently. Did he visit? A lot of people are using Light's Hammer again now too. I don't fully get that. I guess it's because of mana issues. Light's Hammer has always been pretty mana efficient, I guess. Doesn't really do that much damage. I mean, if it's doing less damage than Consecrate and it's a cooldown, then I don't think it's a very good talent. Okay, we pulled it off. I don't really even know what I'm doing there, but I just kind of pray that we get it right, and we did. Like, this mob doesn't even do what I'm trying to set up, so pointless. Where did that guy go who was the 2300 warrior? I don't know. How's the healing on it? The healing on what? Oh, Light's Hammer? Not much better. I mean, obviously, it's gonna heal more than Consecrate, but can't imagine anybody's taking it for its healing. I don't know what talents people are taking now. Beacon of Faith? What the fuck? Is that serious? Beacon and Glimmer are about even. Why the hell would you take Beacon of Faith, though? You take Beacon of Faith, why? what possible circumstance, whatever, would you want 2 beacons instead of 4 on a CD? You get 50% self-healing, increased anima power, and healing is really easy with Beacon of Faith. Yeah, it's a lot easier with Beacon of Virtue. I can't believe people don't use Beacon of Virtue. It's really crazy to me. It is literally made for 5-mans. That's the only place the spell is valuable, and nobody takes it. It's because of the anime power that increases your self-healing. That would be for Beacon of Virtue. Right? I mean, why would Beacon of Faith be good for that? Okay. Beacon of Virtue, you need to pay more attention. Yeah, tough thing to do in keys, I get you. Faith, you just zone out and heal stuff. What you think about the idea of time walking Mythic Plus? No, why not? Won't ever work. I said this the other day. Fax has been talking about time walking Mythic Plus for a long time. I said this the other day, and I'll say it one more time here. It won't ever work because the dungeons weren't designed with the current affixes, so unless you want them to completely redesign the dungeons, it's never going to be difficult, or it's going to be impossibly difficult. Like, it won't ever be balanced. So I think we have the best thing that we're going to have, and that's all dungeons scale to us, which is actually really good. Like, people, it's a lot better than people think it is. I don't think many people try it. But if you want to go and do old dungeons as a challenge, go try to 3-man them or 4-man them, whatever you think is better for you. They're actually quite difficult because your scale's down, right? Even on your main, you can do this. Or go even fucking try to solo them. I was doing that for a while. It was quite interesting. But they're never going to be able to turn, especially dungeons prior to Mythic Plus. They're never going to be able to turn prior Mythic Plus dungeons into Mythic Plus. It doesn't even make sense. Where are the tormented mobs going to be, you know? Just like, not really thinking it through, it seems. They keep tank beacon with faith. Maybe if Blood Decay was meta, Virtue would be used more. The reason people don't like Virtue is because you lose the permanent beacon on the tank. I mean, that's a good thing. Like, healing the tank is what you should be doing. So, I never really got it. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I don't really follow those discussions anymore, so maybe I'm missing something. No, of course they do redo them, but it would be neat for them to revamp RFC into an endgame dungeon. Endgame Mythic Plus dungeon. Well, yeah, they would have to remake the dungeons, which is not something they're going to be spending time on. But like I said, they are endgame dungeons now. You can go do them on your main at level 60, and they can be very challenging if you want them to be. The other problem is loot. Like, what drops from these in this circumstance? Very scaled up versions of the stuff that used to drop. Well, that's just really gonna, then you're gonna have a lot of imbalance. But then they have to remake all the gear too. Like, there's a reason time walking gear doesn't scale all the way up, because if it did, it would be, some of it would be ridiculously imbalanced. Did you get anything good in your vaults? No, not really. I got a ring. It's an upgrade, but not what I was looking for. How's Keith's been going? Yeah, better than I expected, I suppose. But it's certainly not as good as last week. Okay, so is it the Frost guy here or what? Yes, it is. Good, so we skipped this. So we need to kill on Pat. Yes, they would have to redo the loot as well. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. They're not gonna spend time revamping old dungeons like that, you know what I mean? Turning completely like bad dungeons into competitive dungeons, that's a lot more effort than you think. It can't really be done. It has to be done from the ground up. Like, you see these dungeons are clearly designed with Mythic Plus in mind. There's probably not even like the ability to do count right in most of the dungeons. Damage. I honestly think Spiteful would be our top damage taken in this group, though. I mean, that maybe that's not that abnormal since it's the only thing that stays for the whole dungeon. But what do you think Blizzard could do to Mythic Plus to get more players into tanking and healing them? Nothing. It's very good as it is, and if people don't like doing it, then they shouldn't. Blizzard shouldn't try to make them do it. That's the worst possible thing when you start adding all these dumbass, like unrelated incentives. Is then you have what we have with the score situation, where people are literally only doing keys for score. And as soon as this non-related system fails them, then they just give up and stop caring. You want people doing things because it's fun and engaging and they like the core fundamentals of it. Which for this, it should be challenge. So if you're not interested in challenging yourself in dungeons and getting better over a long period of time, then don't do Mythic Plus. Monk also just doesn't ever interrupt anything either, it seems. There we go, he got one. Nice little blind there from the Paladin, that was a big one. That was a good one, sizable one. Alright, 14 minutes here, we're doing pretty well. How do you like Aegis? Not my favorite trinket, but it's very good defensively, so it's nice to have that cushion. I'd like to check interrupts at the end of the key. Yeah, you could, yeah. For sure. It's not really, doesn't really mean much because there's only so many things that can be interrupted in the first place. If you want to make a thing about like, okay, if this is the only mob that needs to be interrupted and everybody uses their interrupt and they all did well. But yeah, a lot of people just, when they know there's only one mob that needs to be interrupted, they don't even try to interrupt it. Obviously, as a demon hunter, you want to interrupt things because you gain pain or whatever, right? Not the case for most classes. Used to be the case for warrior, but that's not in the game anymore, right? Alright, we're gonna get hit here, so let's just icebound through it, or we can get knocked back into other stuff. DK has a conduit for runic power. Yep, that's correct. I have it as well, but again, I don't really need it. Helps sometimes, for sure. It's unlikely that I actually get much benefit from getting that, though. Isn't there an anima power to boost damage when you interrupt? Yeah, I don't think anyone takes that, though. It's on the Frost guy, though, so maybe that's the only one that anybody does take. I don't know.
Looks like we might have some real contenders here.
Alright. Hard part coming up, maybe. Purple marker confused the hell out of me. I don't know who put one down now. It's the only wing that's left.
Mortal lives are so fleeting, so fragile.
I remember seeing it, but on Bombkin, that's pretty useless for me, right? Yeah, it's from the Frost guy, so I don't know what DPS I actually get from the Frost guy, but I doubt it's anything better than that, maybe. It was actually a really good place for Ashen Hollow. There is, you see the healing it did, almost no healing. Arcing Light. You can outrage Kel'Thuzad and interrupt him on CD. What, you mean Kul'Turok? Oh, yeah. Well, even the so-called less important interrupts are helpful. You would think, yeah. Do they ever make a difference? Not a lot of times, no. Like this one, whether people interrupt that or not, nobody's gonna die to that. So why, like, nobody even tries, see? Like, literally nobody even tried to interrupt that. You just let it go through, they don't care.
A great evil lurks nearby. Expel it with haste.
Another death to Spiteful. I just can't imagine a monk dying to it this often. Does he not have ring for it? I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. Has he tried to ring or CC the Spiteful at all? No. Don't think so. Monks don't have evasion. I feel like he should use ring. Yeah, definitely ring would be a good one. Literally impossible for them to melee you if you put ring down on top of this mob.
Well fought. Now claim its power as your own.
Let's take this at this point. Leg sweep, roll away. Yeah. Couple options. Such a sad week for non-Kyrian paladins, so they're just sitting there fucking flashlighting people until everybody's eventually not dead anymore. That's another reason why I would never even consider taking something other than Beacon of Virtue. It's just so easy to get 5 people up quickly. In a week like this, it's really bad. It's really important that you do that. Yeah, won't be upgrading it now. We just lost like 3 minutes in that corridor. Just can't seem to get this key upgraded, man. I don't know what needs to happen. Obviously 11 death need to not happen, but again, we should get a lot of score though, because this will be our first, our best fortified key is actually a fucking 18, so we'll get a lot of points for this regardless. They weren't able to click, so now we gotta wait for them. I understood Glimmer over Beacon of Virtue for more DPS, but between 2 beacons and 4, yeah, obviously. Yeah. Beacon of Virtue is probably the best 5-man talent in the game. I don't know why people don't take it. Eater is rough. I don't know. I guess so. The CD is short enough. Yeah, it's like literally, what's a 30-second CD or something? It's like actually up all the time. And yet again, no interrupts. This group is just not interested in doing anything but damage, it seems. I take the exact same route you were using, and some healer told me to quit tanking. Yeah, just go ahead and ignore that guy. It's like 15 and stays for 7. Yeah, it's up a lot. That's for sure. I have 21 theater timed on 4, but on Tyrannical it's like 17 or 18. Oh well. Okay, so let's try this. Flex Storm. Can you actually walk by this one? Wait. Just spam again? It's so fucking annoying, man. I've never been bothered by something so pointless. Like if it's literally just here to be like an asshole to me. Nobody is ever gonna fucking do anything with that website. Okay, I guess this pack isn't as easy as the person made it seem. Hey Metro, what mouse you use? Razer Naga. I definitely go right instead of left here. More efficient count and easier. Oh yeah. I'll be overcount if we did that. So. Yeah, you can walk right by, yeah. I don't even think we have count though. Are we gonna get 6% from this next pack? I highly doubt it. Somebody a while ago told me that I should be skipping these because we keep having people. Lafmafeo, the monk.
Beware.
That's hilarious.
Beware. Beware. Beware.
Pretty well spoken Azralothian. Yeah, I'm over you dying to every fucking mob and never interrupting anything either.
Beware.
Anyway, he just ran up and clicked it while you were standing there, yeah.